What's going on, guys? It's Ellie Sports here with another live video. We're getting a special guest on here today, Chris's Sports Corner. He's a great YouTuber. He just hit the 10K mark. He's currently, I'm pretty sure, at 10.1K subscribers. So he's going to be coming on in a few minutes. But yeah, we're going to be answering some of your questions and talking about some sports. So thank you, everyone, for being here. And wait for some more people to get in here. And then when Chris gets on, we'll get the show rolling. So I know Al Smith and Jaden are here. Appreciate you guys for being here. But everyone, please like the stream and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to Chris's channel. It's in the description. The link to his channel is in the description. And of course, if you guys haven't subscribed to me, please do that. Just hit 150 subscribers. We're pushing for 200 now, and then we're going to hope to keep it going. So thank you, everyone, for being here. But we're just going to wait for some more people getting here, and then I'll start answering questions until Chris gets in here. We're just waiting for Chris, guys. I'll put that in the chat. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Got a really, really exciting live stream today with this exciting YouTuber. So, yeah, guys. Just a reminder to everyone in here, Chris will be on in a couple of minutes. We're just waiting on him. But if you guys got any questions, let me know in the chat. But I'm excited for the stream, and I appreciate everyone for being here. So let me know what you guys want to talk about, and we'll get going. If you guys haven't checked out the videos I've been putting out, check those out. Putting out lots of content in the last few days. So just trying my best to keep the content coming in. Obviously, it's very exciting. And yeah, guys. And here he is. What's going on?
Hey man, I'm in the middle of work. I apologize, man.
No
I
worries.
apologize. I was my bad. I was late, man. I was in. We got these secure buildings that I work in that you literally cannot you cannot take your phone in. So I was trying. I wanted to let you know I was gonna be running a little late, but what's going
Yeah,
on,
no
man?
worries. No worries at all. How's it going?
It's going good, man. I can't complain.
I appreciate
Busy,
you
but it's good.
coming. Yeah, I appreciate you for coming on. And I was really looking forward to this, so I'm excited.
Man, thanks for even considering me to come on, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, congrats on the 10K. You just hit it. I think on just at the beginning of the week.
Yeah, I did, man. It was a goal that I sought forth for myself by the end of the year, and I didn't expect it to hit it this fast. So I owe everyone a huge thank you, man.
Yeah, now you're already at 10.1K, so you're on the road to 11, and then so on. But man, those Raptors. I mean,
Say that again. I'm sorry, my phone was connected to the car. I apologize.
yeah, no, the Raptors are,
Hello?
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. But those Raptors, man.
All right. Now, so it may go out in and out. I'm on post, so the service is not that bad, but I'll be out this air soon.
All right.
But
What do you?
can you hear me? Are you good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
But those Raptors, they're I don't know what they're doing.
Man, I was so frustrated. I don't know if you caught the video I did yesterday. I was so frustrated with that process, man. I just don't understand it. Why are you resting Kyle Lowry at this point? It's like either you're going for it or you're not. Like it's a weird season for the Raptors, but it's either you're going for it or you're not. And for them to rest Kyle Lowry sends the opposite message. And it was to me it sent a weird message, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem like something, like our culture. We're not the type of team to want to go out and tank, and and if you're gonna tank, sit everybody. Don't just sit one guy. It's either you sit everybody or you
Right.
play everybody. And I don't know. I think if this was the plan all along, there were a lot of games they won that they could have lost if they're trying to lose. But it's tough. It's cutting in and out. It's reloading. One sec. All right, you're back.
Sorry about that, man.
No,
Again, like I
worries.
said, I'm close to like a military. I was on military post, and you know anything about them? They service suck, always suck on post. So sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I saw the video. You were frustrated, and you got every right to be.
Right, man, because it's like either you're going for it or you're not, and I feel like honestly, it's been a weird season for the Raptors, right? Because when you look at it, even with the Masai Ujiri situation, no one knows what's going on there. It's like when and I'm a big Masai fan, but it's like when you unstable at the top a little bit, it trickle down through the team because the team don't know if they're going all out for a guy that's going to be there next year. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, you're right.
And when I look at it, when I think about it, that to me, that's not what the Raptors are built on. Like when you look at a lot of their losses this year, they're the opposite of what the Raptors, in my opinion, right? The Raptors are a team that's going to play you for 48 minutes. They're going to play hard. They're going to play team basketball, and they're going to play great defense, and they're going to close games. That's been their calling card. This year, calling card has been something totally opposite. Like it's like now they're giving up fourth quarter leads. That's normally when they clamp down and win. So that's why I just say it's been a weird season all around.
Yeah, and I think there's obviously a lot that goes into it, but the whole, and not just for the Raptors, the season as a whole, it's for every team is teams can't be evaluated based off this year. And I know
Yeah.
you're a Lakers fan above all, and they're not a 7 seed. They're definitely not a 7 seed. So it's one of those years, and for the Raptors especially, not being able to play at home, and last night they were getting booed off the court. Like that would never happen here in Toronto. So, it's tough.
Yeah, and I said it from the beginning of the season. Like, I don't think we realized the impact that could have on a player, right? Like, when you're in a new arena, it just don't feel home, right? Like, I used at the beginning of the season, used the thing where I said, at times, like something as simple as knowing where the bathroom is at, right? Like in your home arena, you know how all that works. You expect know what thing. You can go with your eyes closed. When you're somewhere else, it feels like you're somewhere else.
And the biggest thing I think is being in your own house.
Yeah.
They don't have that luxury. Sleep in their own bed, and there's a lot that goes into it that we as fans don't see. And you saw, especially at the beginning of the season when they started off 2-8, that was completely the change of scenery. That's just what I think. I don't think we're going to see another season like this from this team with the pieces that we have. There's a lot of talent and young talent. It's just it's one of those years where it's definitely weird, and like you said, with the front office, there's a lot going on, and with Kyle Lowry being a free agent and Masai going into, he's not under contract for next year. Coming into the year, the coach and the GM were both not under contract. We got that sorted out for long term, but I don't know. What do you think's gonna? I know you put out a lot of videos on Masai, and if he leaves now, you think it's gonna hurt his legacy. But where do you think that sits?
Well, for me personally, man, I feel like Toronto fits him, in my opinion, and I feel like if you leave after you got rid of, and the Gary Trent Jr. thing is working out better than I expected, right? Mm-hmm. But if you leave in the middle like that, to me, it does his legacy a little bit, because if I start to tear some things down, that's because I'm getting ready to build it back up. I'm not going to tear it down. You know what I'm saying? Now, the argument is the coach is in place. The GM is in place. He did get young talent there. So that can be his argument. And I get that, there's rumors he want to do things outside of basketball, and by all means, man, that's his right. I just want him, I would prefer, that's a personal preference, for him to get it back, like leave on a high note. Like if you're gonna leave on a high note. That's what I would prefer for him. And like I said, I'm a big fan of his. So I just don't see him. I've never seen him as a guy that would just leave when things are, when he left Denver, he left them better. He definitely left Denver better prior to him getting there. Now what they did after him, they're better now, but and I looked at him like that, and for me, the fact that he didn't take the original Washington Wizards offer, would want to give him some ownership of the team and all that, and he decided to stay. I was like, oh, he's a lifer, like he's going nowhere. But I do think it could affect his legacy a little bit. I'm not gonna take nothing away from what he done, and he did make a trade to bring a championship there. So he's always gonna be, in my opinion, in a Raptor great for his front office. But I just think he fits there. Like, seeing him somewhere else to me is like seeing Emmitt Smith as the Arizona Cardinal. It didn't make sense, right? Yeah. Like seeing certain, it's like seeing Jordan in a Wizards. Come on, man. But I don't want to see that. That's how I personally feel. He earned the right to do whatever he wants. I'm not saying that, but just from my perspective, I just think that he's embraced Toronto, and Toronto has embraced him, and it's like a great marriage. Like why? But you never know people's motivation. But I will say he did. I do think he still left them better than he found them. Sorry, real quick. Sorry about that.
No worries.
I had to send a quick message. I'm in the process of renovating my house and while actually
Mhm.
getting another one built right now. So busy, but
Yeah,
life, man.
you're changing your setups. They're looking good.
Yeah, well, at the new place, I want it even be better though, But
Yeah.
I like to set up where it is now, but I want it to be better. I want to get a couple more cameras so I can have different angles, and then my ultimate goal is to have like this big screen behind me, so I can, if even you're not really allowed to put you understand, you're not really allowed to put the actual videos of stuff
Yeah, you get
on your channel.
copyrighted.
Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. But I do want to do some other things, as far as just trying to take it to the next level. Always
Hmm.
just trying to get better. But
Yep.
yeah, man, when it comes to these Raptors, I think it's an outlier season. Um, how you have outlier games. Like I've seen some games where it's like, you know what, just take that one and throw it away. Don't look at the film. Don't worry about what just happened. Throw that away and go to the next one. I think this is one of those seasons for the Raptors.
Hmm.
This is just not normal. If it was under normal circumstance or situation, you could put some stock in it, but I don't put no stock in this one.
Yep. And for the Masai situation, there's like a lot of ways you can look at it because to me, if he was leaving, I don't think he would worry about bringing Nick Nurse back and bringing our GM Bobby Webster back and getting a young guy in Gary Trent and
Yeah.
signing guys like Ken Birch and the new guy Gillespie. Like, if he's leaving, would he do that stuff? But then part of me thinks like, I don't know. And maybe he's gonna go into the offseason and he's gonna say, listen, I'm gonna try and make a big trade. And if it doesn't go through, I'll leave. If it goes through, then I stay. Maybe like he could go like something down that route, but who knows?
Right. Right. Well, for me, I think it's like you said. He made some moves and got some things together. So if he was to leave, it's like, hey, I'm leaving, but I'm setting you guys up for success before I'm out. That could be one thing. That could be one way to look at that situation. Two, he
Hmm.
can have a master plan. That's what I'm hoping. I'm gonna be honest. I'm like, he got this plan that we don't know yet.
Hmm.
But I feel like if that's the case, you should have signed already. Like, uncertain, in my opinion, when there's uncertainty at the top, it trickles down. Like, it trickles down. And then you look at the season, like you look at it's like they've been playing, you know, wishy-washy with tanking, with not tanking.
Hmm.
We're gonna rest Lowry, play Lowry. It's like it's no reason for that. What are you resting him for? Hell, if you keep playing like this, he'll be in the off season soon. So it don't need to rest him. It's just a lack of, in my opinion, a rare lack of commitment to a situation, if it makes sense. It's
Hmm.
a rare lack of commitment. Like, what are you doing? And again, man, we don't know. Like, maybe this was all part of some genius plan. I don't know. But when I looked at it and I seen Kyle Lowry on the, and I was like, did it hurt? Did it say rest? Rest? Like,
Hmm.
you're going for it. Like, you're trying to get in. Because my personal opinion, their experience would take over if they got in the play-in situation. Experience would take over. They know what it's like to go through that.
Yep.
It's a new season. You can put the whole season behind you. All you gotta do is get in the play-in. Once they in, it's a new day. It's a new season.
Yep.
And that's what I was thinking. Like, they can have a horrible season, but get in that play-in and everything change around. But then you see the resting of Kyle Lowry. But then it don't make sense because now you're playing Siakam 40-some minutes and Steady Freddy, you play him 40-some minutes. So you're playing these guys to death. So that's not saying you're tanking, but you're resting Kyle Lowry. That's saying you are
Yeah.
tanking.
Hmm.
I'm baffled, man. Like, that's why I made the video. I was like, yo, I apologize, Rap Nation. This some BS, man. I didn't get it. I just don't. Because but the coach come out and say we're not tanking. But then you're resting a key player. I'm not saying he's arguably the player on the team, but you could that debate can go here or there. But he's definitely a key contributor. And I
Hmm.
think a lot of times he sets the tone for the team. With
Hmm.
his effort and energy. Sometimes he have his off nights, but I think
Hmm.
if you're going for a playing situation, you want to make sure you're in the best. You got your best just with, man. I couldn't explain it at all.
Hmm. And part of me, as I was watching that game, And it's been like this all year. We've been, in the lead the whole game, and then we just can't close it out. We've been up by, and same thing last night. We were up by like 7 points, 5 points the whole night. And then part of me was thinking, if we win this game, are they going to keep on resting the guys? Because we'll be just 2 games back.
Right.
So, but I don't know. Now obviously, with 5 games left for 4 back, now we're done. But
yeah.
Now we're looking ahead to the offseason. We have 3 draft picks this year. We never even have 2.
And the thing too is, man, I definitely believe that they draft well. They develop well. So they're gonna make the most out. I'm a firm believer they're gonna make the most out of those picks that they do receive. But at the same time, I'm paying close attention to Masai situation, see what happens, and their game plan going into this off season, right? Like, I want to see their game plan. Are they trying to put a good package together for someone, or it's just, or they got someone in the draft in mind? To me, I just always looked at the Raptors as they're like a team that. They're not going to be, they don't have the super duper star, but they play so well as a team, and they know their system. They can go out and compete with anybody, any night. And as I was saying a lot during playoffs last year, I was like, if you want to beat the Raptors, you're going to have to play 48 minutes of good basketball. Because if you slip at all, they're going to take advantage of it. And, you admire that. So when you see this season, it's like, this is just such an outlier. It's just such an outlier, man. But that my take is, let's throw the season. Like, after this season over, just take all games, film, and just throw them away. Just throw them away. Say, I don't know what happened that season, but that's not who we are. Let's go back into the lab. And that's the approach I think they gotta take. But I think first and foremost, Masai Ujiri's situation got to be handled, because it'll send some certainty through the organization. Either he's here or he's not, because that's quietly special. There are some players that really attached him. And so with him not deciding, that can affect the player. Like, yo, man, I really love this guy. Like, I'll go all out for him. Is he staying? Is he leading? What is he saying? And then on the flip side of that, he could be communicating. He could be communicating to them something secretly that he don't want out. That's something else too. So it's a lot of different scenarios or cases going on here. But at the end of the day, I just feel like they're gonna come back. They got the talent, man. That's not a question. They definitely got the talent, and I expect them to be right around the top of the Eastern Conference, right back next year. I really do. Not saying they'll be number 1 or whatever, but and for so long they've always been up in that upper echelon of it. Quietly, they don't make a fuss about it, but they come out and they're there and they compete, and that's what you admire about a team. Like, they're never a team that's like, we don't get enough publicity, or y'all don't. No, they go out and handle their business. They do their job. Whether you give them the publicity or not, they're always hovering around the top of the Eastern Conference. So that's why this season right here is just an outlier. You have those moments. Like, I've literally had moments at work where I was working on something, I just completely have a brain dump. I'm like, why can't I remember? You just put that away. So that's my take on that, man. I just look at the season. They couldn't play at home. The season started off rough. You got the Masai situation. You was going in with like you stated earlier, with the whole trying to figure out the GM situation. You did get some stability. And let me ask you this: do you think Kyle Lowry is gone after this season?
I do. I just think there's 2 before the trade deadline. The game before the trade deadline, there was just so much. It's like they knew he was gone, and they tried to, package a deal to get him out. And I don't think he's just gonna walk. I think it'll be they'll do a sign and trade, because really they have no choice, because the team he ends up going to, they need to do a sign and trade, for in terms of the cap space. But I think he's going to go to either Miami or Philly, and if it's not one of those teams, I think he comes back. But I think he'll be gone. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. And I feel like the relationship got strained. I think during that trade process. Something happened that we probably don't know that'll come out in the off season or something. But it felt like the relationship got strained somewhere. Because at this point you never heard of, oh, we're gonna rest the player towards the end of the season to trade him. Like that's
Mhm.
something that happened. It's sort of like the Cavs did with Drummond. You know, they did that early prior to the trade deadline. So to be doing it towards the end of the season, or they could be saying, he's not going to be here next year. So, let's take the guys we got and see how far we can go with them, because he's not going to
Mhm.
be here. So either way it goes, every indication says he's gone. In my opinion, I don't see him coming back next year, and I
Yeah.
don't think that. I think he loves Toronto actually, and I think he wants to be there. But something, in my opinion, something happened that changed that.
Mhm.
And maybe he felt like the organization was trying to move on from him or whatever. I think over the off season, a lot of things are going to come out, honestly, and from that perspective, we'll see. But
Yeah.
I'm interested, man. But like I was a little this season to me, like I expected more, but then I did earlier in the as the season begun, and I stayed out like this is gonna be a weird year for Toronto because they're not they're not in a. Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
just getting to
Yeah.
but they're not
Um,
home.
it's interesting because I would have never ever imagined coming into any year that he would not be a Raptor for a long time, because we were contenders, since he's been here really, and I would have
Yeah.
never thought we would have had a season like this. And I as a Raptor fan, to be honest, I think I'm going to be, more upset with him, when it's official that he leaves than when Kawhi left. I mean, Kawhi leaving, it was, we just won a title, and it is what it is. But I just can't see Lowry in another uniform. That would be the toughest thing for me as a fan.
Exactly. It's like that's how I felt when you remember when Kobe almost left and went to like the Suns or something.
Hmm.
I was like, I'm not finna do this. I was like, I'm not gonna see him in a Suns jersey like that.
Yeah.
So I get it, and the same thing I felt about hey baby. Okay, you having pizza? Okay. It's the same way I felt about, like I said, seeing Emmitt Smith in an Arizona
Yeah.
Cardinal jersey.
Hmm.
Um,
It's definitely weird, and there's been a lot of situations like that. Like, even I'm sure for me to see DeRozan in another uniform was tough too. It's in a lot of situations that something like this happened, but it's tough.
yeah, it definitely is, man, and someone that I feel like means so much to the organization. God, I'm back in the corner. Someone that means so much to the organization, like he does. He just became synonymous with it. But then at the same time, the famous saying is, it's a business. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me turn this light on.
Yeah, no problem. Panther Central says, seeing the Rockets and Raptors losing is a surprise to me because they've been so good for a period of time. Yeah, well, the Rockets, they obviously they emptied everything out. It was more. I knew going into the year, I actually had the Rockets as the 14th seed in the West going into the year. That's what I predicted, because I knew James Harden wasn't going to be there long. But the Raptors, I would have never thought this.
Nah, I wouldn't have. I didn't see that coming. Honestly, if I'm being 100% honest, I didn't see this coming. And I think it's more of the way that they was losing, man. Like those close games, those are their calling card, in my opinion. Those are the ones they normally get. And losing those, like especially giving up those fourth quarter leads, to me, it just said, okay, this is so unorthodox. Like, and then I feel like they did struggle trying to get that center position figured out for a long time too throughout the season. And then it's just been a whirlwind, because you remember the Siakam getting into it with Coach Nurse and being and having to sit, and Oh man, it's a lot. I think there's a lot that's gonna come out during the off season. And I think it's important though. I think that they all got to sit down and just figure out how to get on the same page again, and just attack it with a clean slate. I think this season just been, you know, the little thing become big things when when you're losing, right? When you're winning, everything's fine. But little things become big things when you're losing. For example, like I was saying about the Kobe situation, he was ready to leave. He was ready to leave the Lakers to go to the Suns, I think it was. And all of a sudden, they started winning. And it was winning. And then all of a sudden, all that died down because we're winning. I think winning hides a lot of things, and then your personal stuff, like not being home. And I know I don't want to sound like, okay, they can't play because they're not home. What I'm saying is when you are in an unfamiliar territory and you just like, yo, man, I just want to go sleep in my bed tonight. Like I just want to be in my area, my space. That could be a lot on a person, man. And I'm from, sorry. By no means am I trying to downplay that at all. I think that played a part in it. It just sometimes things just don't get off right. And I feel like the season didn't get off right. And honestly, they had moments in there, but I never feel like they fully recovered. It was just always a little something here, a little something there. But hopefully it's something they look back on and it builds character, tragedy builds character. And they can use it as a rally cry. You know what I'm saying? Like when you have a season like that, or a situation where things are just bad, or things didn't go the way you want, it forces you to focus more. It forces you to focus, get in the lab, work on a little thing, go back, figure out what your problem was, and then you work. And I look at the Raptors as a team that put in the work, and I expect nothing less from them going forward than to put in the work.
And the Bain situation, I think, really, really hurt us early on. And if we would have had Birch from the beginning of the year, I think things would be a lot different. Because if at the beginning of the year, the first half of the season, a lot of our losses were because the difference in games. Because every game we've lost this year has been super close. Like. And we've had the lead going in to the fourth quarter and we just can't close out. We lose by like 5 points. But if you put Birch in instead of Baines, the second chance points just are so, limited on the other side. And I think that really hurt us. And losing Serge Ibaka was a really, tough thing that people didn't even realize.
And well, I don't know if you was watching my channel, but I was championing Ibaka during those playoffs. I was like, yo, he's playing well. Why are they not paying him more? And then when I was like, okay, but they got to make a priority to re-sign him. And then when that didn't happen, I was like, oh God. And I felt like he brung, I felt like he fit, and he brung a certain level of, because he was a veteran, he brung a certain level of accountability too. It was like he brung the work. He showed his worth. He never pouted about his minutes. I've never seen him pout about when they played, when they did. He was a constant professional, and he kind of set a tone, in my opinion. And I feel like a lot of his leadership is missed. And when you look at it, he did the shows and all of those things. I think that brought a level of camaraderie to the team. They felt like, this is my brother here, man. Like I really think they miss him more than they expected to.
Yep.
I'm a firm believer in that, man. I would have made it a priority to bring him back. I definitely would.
And Sue says, hey, Chris, nice to see you. I just heard you were coming on, so I joined in the stream. I always love to hear what you have to say. Yeah, guys, whoever's in here, the link to Chris's channel is in the description, so subscribe to him. He just hit 10K, and keep on subscribing to him.
Definitely, man. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you having me on your platform, man. I see you as someone like me that loves sports and just could talk about it, and I know big things in your future, man. Like,
thank you.
Yeah,
well, I just decided to start a channel a few months ago and kind of see where it goes. But yeah, you're doing a great job on your channel. I watch every video that you make, especially when it's on the Raptors. I watch it on replay. But yeah, I know you're a big Dallas Cowboys fan, and you could probably see I'm a Giant fan. So we're not, we don't get along on in football. You guys, you guys drafted well, and going in, you guys knew what the needs of your team was, and you got the best defensive player in the draft in Parsons.
Yeah, but we didn't get the biggest need. We needed a cornerback, and Denver, they got us so well, man. It was right. The guy we wanted was right there, and they drafted him right before him. But I am happy with the Parsons pick, just because our linebackers they've had like their one good season, and now they're just living off of that, in my opinion. I was a big Jalen Smith fan, but that guy kind of lost it. And what I mean by that is, okay, I don't know if you watch like my Cowboys videos. Then if you watch some of them, you'll know I get so frustrated with him getting up and celebrating because he tackled someone after they got a first down and you down by 20. What are you celebrating, man? Like where is the celebration coming from? You pumped up for what? You down by 20. He got the first down and you got a normal tackle. What are you celebrating? To me, that's when I'm like, okay, you're not 100% like in tune with winning. Now it's about personal accolades, in my opinion.
You want stats.
And when I mentioned this on the channel, when I started to look at Jalen Smith cross-eyed was when I was watching a boxing match. Jerry Jones was at the boxing match taking a picture with the fighter, and he brings Jalen Smith in the ring. I was like, okay, wait, whoa. Why are y'all hanging out like that?
Yeah.
Because at that point, and this is Jerry's problem. He's developed these relationship with players, and that now that player don't listen to the coach. I don't have to listen to you. You say something I don't like, I'm go to Jerry. And that's has always been a problem in Dallas. When there's been an issue, the player. You remember when Dak was going through his contract situation, and I think it was either Emmett or Michael. They were like, "Oh, Dak don't need his agent. Just all he got to do is just go up to Jerry's office." Wait a minute, no, that's not how business works. Jerry is a professional businessman. Mike, you tried that. You went up there to his office. I don't know if you heard the story, but Mike had this thing. He wanted this, and he went up to Jerry's office and ended up walking out with exactly what Jerry offered him originally. He's a professional businessman. Like, that's what he do. You're a football player. You ain't got no business negotiating your own contract. Stop. But I think that with Jerry, he's good at that. He get really close to these players. Like, you look at every Cowboy that got inducted to the Hall of Fame, it was Jerry Jones that introduced him. And to me, that's one of the problems in Dallas. Remember the old coach Jimmy Johnson said, Dallas. When you go to their practice facility, it's like a country club. It's not no practicing going on. They're having fun. They're all buddies. That's why ain't no winning going on. The old coach Jimmy Johnson from back in the day, and you see it though. You see it like. Especially with like I want somebody angry after you lost. Like, why ain't nobody angry? Y'all just got mollywopped and y'all sitting here smiling, talking about, oh, well, it's okay. We'll get it together. What? Why ain't nobody mad? You remember when Michael Bennett was there for that short period of time? And they was talking about, it was a big commotion in the Dallas Cowboys locker room after they lost the game. And they was like, oh, it was Michael Bennett. Well, why is the person that just got there the only person mad?
Yep.
Like, I don't think Dallas don't have a talent problem. They have a culture problem.
Yep. And even now, you guys, I don't know if you like McCarthy, but I don't. I actually think he's done a horrible job there this season.
The problem with hiring a coach is Jerry's going to pick someone that he's comfortable with. It's not the resume. It's not none of that. He's going to pick someone that hopefully can do the job, but he's comfortable with. When this one, it was alarming to me when it was like Dallas had signed Mike McCarthy after Mike McCarthy stayed the night at Jerry's house the night prior.
Oh my God!
What? What kind of interview process is this?
I didn't know that happened.
Yeah. Look it up. Yeah, Mike McCarthy stayed at Jerry's house the night prior, and they end up getting the deal done, and he was a new coach. I was like, when did staying at someone's house become the interviewing process? Like, so at this point, now y'all buddies. And then, so what's going to happen is just like what happened with Jason Garrett. That he's stuck. He's going to be there.
Yeah, and I think someone's asking if you would like to have Des Bryant or Cole Beasley back on the cow. You guys don't need a receiver.
No, but you know what I do miss? Dez intensity. A lot of time people got at Dez, like, oh, Dez is acting crazy on the sideline. No, when you actually get the audio, he's pumping these guys up and holding them accountable. Mm-hmm. Like I remember he was going off on the sideline and someone was like, oh, and it looked because there was no audio. It looked like, oh, Dez is throwing a tantrum, and then the audio come out like 2 days later, and he's telling people to get up off the bench. Let's go. Like, stop slopping. We got a chance. We're going to win this game. Let's go. Picking it, telling everyone to pick it up. And I feel like when he left, and not saying he was at his peak when he left, but when he left, all accountability was gone. Mm-hmm. You know, and he did try to, because I remember after they lost a game to Philly, and they were walking back to the locker room, and you could just hear Dad yelling like, y'all better get it together. Y'all, we ain't done nothing yet. We ain't in the playoffs. What is wrong with y'all? Pick your heads up and let's get to work. And so, and I feel like they don't have that no more. Mm-hmm. I feel like his leadership is missing.
Yeah, his attitude and leadership is you know, and fans, you know, people that aren't Dallas Cowboy fans, they're gonna see him as cocky and, you know, but at the end of the day, that guy's tough as nails. He fights and, you know, he cares to win. He doesn't care about, you know, having a 1,000-yard season. He wants to win.
He wants to win. And I thought at times he got a negative rap, but every time I paid attention, because if you tell me something, I'm gonna go back and look. I'm gonna try to find the audio for it because I get what you're showing me on the screen, but let me see what I can find. And then when you find out, he's just pushing. He's trying to push the team. He wanted him to be good. He wanted to win. I honestly think him and Dak never really got that connection though, like he had with Romo. Romo didn't care about throwing interceptions. He was gonna throw it up to Dez, and Dez, because the thing about Dez is Dez lacked precise route running, right? So it didn't matter with Romo. Romo gonna run, get her out, scramble, and throw it up there, and that's Dez's thing. Dez will go up and out muscle someone and catch a ball. Where Dak wants you to be in a spot where Dak want to be, he want the route run precise, so he know he can pretty much close his eyes and throw the ball. And I think that's why they never really got there. I think personally they was cool, but the connection between the two never really got there. That's why his connection with Amari, even though he's not my favorite, Amari's a really good route runner though. I like Amari Cooper, but I feel like sometimes it's his heart, man. I say that with a lot of Cowboys though. Sometimes they heart throw me off, man.
Yeah, CD is from Oklahoma and Des was from Oklahoma State University, so obviously there's a connection to number 88 too. Funny, yeah, they got the same number.
Well, but the thing, you know, CD didn't want 88. That was Jerry Jones. Did you hear that story?
Nope. He handed it to him?
No, this is what happened. He wanted number 10, I think, because DeAndre Hopkins is his favorite receiver. But let me tell you what Jerry asked him. He said, could you wear 88? Because Jerry Jones had a college football buddy, last name Lamb, when he played football, and he wanted to see, and his number was 88. So he wanted to see Lamb on the back of an 88 jersey. Yeah,
well, Lamb was number 2 in Oklahoma, so he
I'm talking about Jerry Jones. His childhood buddy was number 88, and his last name was Lamb.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Like Lamb probably wouldn't have picked 88.
No, he wanted 10 because DeAndre Hopkins is his favorite player. He wanted the number 10, but he went with Jerry because Jerry asked him to wear 88 because he wanted to see Lamb on the back of the jersey.
Yeah, and
like to me, that's why. That man got no connection to him. He don't know who Jerry's friend is. It don't that number don't mean much to him. I get the legacy of the 88, but at the same time, that it don't mean as much to him. You know, when Dez put the 88 on, he wanted to be, you know, he wanted to carry the torch from Michael Irvin. I don't think CeeDee Lamb wanted that. I think CeeDee Lamb wanted to be number 10 because that's where his heart was at. But then again, you got Jerry literally just saying, hey, you know, let's do this for me, blah, blah, blah. It's like, why? That's getting too close to the player. Like, now what happened when contract time come up for CeeDee Lamb? You see how it's an awkward situation? Wait a minute. Yeah. I even wear the jersey you wanted me to wear. This is the number I want. I did what you want, and I do what I want. Yep. And then when you don't do what he wants, he now feel like you betrayed him after he went and did you a favor because it meant so much to you. Well, you unpack that Cowboy stuff, it gets ridiculous. And it all starts at the top with Jerry. It's all start with the top with Jerry. And I think Jerry's a heck of a businessman, a heck of a marketer, all of that. but he got to stop with the player personnel stuff. He just stop. Just go run the company, man. You don't have to be that close to the players, and you don't have to be. His story. I don't know if you ever watched Jerry Jones' story. His story is remarkable. You know, his story is remarkable. You know, when he first bought the team, he had to unclog toilets because there was only one working toilet in the entire stadium, in Texas Stadium at the time. There was only one working toilet, and he was losing $1 million a month just owning the team. So his story is remarkable. Maybe that's why he feels so like he got to be, you know, so close. But bro, just enjoy your life, man. Let the team run his team. Let player personnel do their job. Let the players do their job. Let coaches do their job. Let management do their job. And you can have your. Did you ever notice that before the coach? And I don't know. You probably got to be a Cowboy fan because you probably don't watch this deep into him. But before the coach addressed the team, Jerry was addressing after a game.
No.
And then he comes out and do his press conference after a game before the coach, before the players, anybody. Like, yeah, that's too much. That's too much, man.
Yeah. But Kieran wants to know how many Super Bowls you think Dak will bring to the Cowboys.
Man, one. I can't say much more, man, because let's be honest. Dak is a good player. He hasn't gotten to great yet. No, he hasn't. I love Dak. I'm a Dak fan, but I'm also an honest fan. Dak is a good football player. Mm-hmm. But would you put him in great category? No. Would you put the Cowboys in a great organization? No. You could. If you talk about history and fandom, yeah. Us Cowboy fans sit here and throw this team around every year. This is the year. And every year we put expectations on us and they let them down. They let us down every year. Mm-hmm. So maybe one, if they can get the defense correct, the offensive line is really what people not talking about. That's a bigger concern. Mm-hmm. You got to think about it. There's no Travis Frederick. Mm-hmm. There's no Lyle Collins. Hopefully he come back. Zach Martin was banged up all last year.
Yeah, you guys need to get that offensive line really, really, healthy. Because, and I preach out as a Giants fan, we haven't had a good offensive line in a long time. And, and you saw in the Super Bowl, the offensive line is the biggest thing. It doesn't matter what you have. And Dallas has arguably the most weapons in the NFL. But look at KC. They have every weapon you can think of. And in the Super Bowl, without an offensive line, Mahomes just had no time to throw the ball. So that's going to be big for Dallas. And like you said, I think it's just as important as the defense to figure out that offensive line, because that also leads to Dak's health. Because if he gets hit, hard, you don't know that he's going to be able to just pop up and
and it's going to be key to see how much he trusts that ankle now. Yeah, like once he get, because that's one of the biggest things after a major injury like that is you don't know, like even as you're tentative when you step back or you put pressure on it. Is he gonna be hesitant to leave the pocket again? Is he a little shell shocked after that? Is he gonna like, nah, I ain't taking this hit, I'm getting down? It's different after a major injury like that, because prior to that he's been an Iron Man until that happened. And and like you said, the offensive line and Tyron Smith, you can write him in right now. We can write it down right now. He's gonna miss at least 5 games. You can write it down right now.
I don't think he's ever played a 16-game season ever. In his career, I don't think.
Yeah, he hasn't played it because, well, he did, like, he may have had 2 complete seasons his whole career, but it ain't been. And that's with him not practicing. That's with him taking these veteran days off, they call them, and all of that, trying to just so he can be healthy. When are you going to address the problem? Keep trying to put band-aids on the problem. Dress it. But and they had too many. Honestly, they had too many needs, and I appreciate. I like the fact they went defense, but they got a lot of needs that they got to get. They got to get worked on, man. They got a lot on the offensive line, because that's what made the Cowboys that Zeke year, the year Dak and Zeke their rookie year. That offensive line you had, it was loaded. You had Travis Frederick, Zach Martin, Lyle Collins. You had Tyron Smith playing well. Like when everybody's playing, when that line was healthy, it was a beast. And one of the biggest problems, and I don't understand how I can sit here and I don't work for them, but they can't see that Lyle Collins is playing out of position. He's not a tackle. He's a guard. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's not technically signed to be a tackle. He's not. He's a guard. He want to get in, maul, punish people, and that's what he's good at. Let him do that. But how can they cannot see that? Like when him and Tyron Smith were playing on the same side, he was playing as guard. That line was open every play. That's the year Darren McFadden got 1,000 yards. That's how it was just mauling people over because that's what he does. He's not technically sound enough to be considered a tackle, you know. So I mean, I like Lyle Collins. I think that was a great pickup, but you know he was even hurt last year too. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, but your Giants are making some noise, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited with what they did, and
yeah,
I think
How do you feel about Jones?
See, here's the thing. A lot of people think we overspent, we overpaid in the offseason, which maybe we did on a couple guys, but at the end of the day, we went into the offseason with the approach that you have to have going in because we had to put Daniel Jones and we had to give Daniel Jones everything everything. Because you can't evaluate him based off what he had last season.
Right.
So to get Galladay, I think, I think it was a must. And if you didn't get him, you had to get Devontae Smith. And I thought you guys really screwed us over there. Well, I'm not going to say screw us over because we still ended up getting a first-round pick for next year and a good receiver. But I think Jones will be good. And I think last season, towards the end of the season, I'm not sure you follow the Giants. I know you don't follow them as much as the Cowboys, but closer to the end of the season, and his biggest issue is turnovers. He turns the ball over a lot. But in the last 6 or 7 games of the year, he only turned it over like 2 times. And one of them was against you guys in Week 17 where it went right off the hands of the receiver. Yeah. So I think he's week by week, he's showing progression. And I hope he's the guy.
Yeah, the thing. I think this will make it or break his season for him, though. I feel like they're giving him everything he needs. You got what you need. This will make it or break it. Either you're gonna barbecue him or do at this point. And and I think if he don't perform, I think he's gone, and they start looking somewhere else, or he proves that he's the guy, and it could be French. First of all, let me say I love y'all, coach. I don't know if post Joe Judge. I love him.
He's my favorite part. He's my favorite part of the team. I think he's perfect. He brings in this culture. Before you guys signed McCarthy, there was rumors that we could have got him in Matt Rule, and I couldn't be happier with this coach. He knows how to instill the culture of football, and you saw I don't know, but I watched when we got the free agents in the offseason, I watched their press conferences as soon as they got here, and each and every one of them said, I love the culture, I love the coaching staff, I like what they want to do, I like the direction they're going in, and he's instilled that, and he's made guys want to come play for the Giants.
Right, definitely, man. It's gonna be a good season, man. It's gonna be a good season. Hey, I hate to cut this short, man, but I got to get upstairs and get some work done, brother.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks for having me on. We can do this anytime you want to. Just let me know.
All right.
I'm open. I can't promise you I'm gonna be in the corner, but I will definitely get it done from the car or wherever I'm at. All right. Man. So I appreciate it again, and thanks everybody for that joined and enjoyed us, man.
Yeah, everybody subscribe to him. All right.
And make sure they subscribe to you as well, man. You're doing great. You're doing great things on your channel, man. I know you're just getting started, but the sky's the limit for you, man.
Thank you. We'll do this again soon.
All right, definitely.
See ya. All right, guys. I'll get to some of your questions here. Giants are taking over the division. Yep. I see Daniel Jones winning 1, and same with Dak. The problem with the East will be the Cowboys and the Giants and the football team. The Eagles are trash. Yeah, the Eagles are trash. The Eagles suck. They're going to be brutal. Shouldn't the Raptors just lose last 6 games and get 13th seed for top pick? They won't get the 13th seed. But yeah, it would probably be good if they lose some of these games. We're obviously out of it now. I hope, the best case scenario for us is, to lose these games, but, fight our ass off and play really, really hard and go into next season with confidence and, momentum. that would be great for us. And if we can get in, into the top 5 of the draft, I mean, that would be perfect. Yeah, I like Jones too. I hope he's the guy. PC said, I see Jones as a slight better version. No. Eli Manning's Eli Manning. And I don't think we can make that comparison with Daniel Jones and Eli because, I mean, Eli Manning was a 2-time Super Bowl champion and he beat Tom Brady twice. So I don't think Jones will ever be at that level, but hopefully he'll be good. Kieran said the football team, I think, made some moves too. Chase Young, I'm calling it right now. Yeah, he'll have 12 sacks for sure. And then you got Samuel McLaurin, both teammates at Ohio State. Yeah, they're very good. That's a good receiving core right there. I really, really like them. I think they were, they're both very good receivers, and they're different types of receivers, but I think they they're both very, very good. For sure. If you guys have any suggestions for any videos that you guys want me to do in the future, let me know. I'm open to any ideas for any sport, baseball, hockey, basketball, football, anything. You guys let me know. And I'll mark it down. I have a list of videos I want to make. So if I could add to that, that would be great. Sue said, I don't think the Raps will get to the 13th because other are too far back. I think we should play all the bench guys and a ton more to give them more experience. Yeah, I think give a minute restriction on some guys. And then see what you have in the bench. See what you have in a guy like Jalen Harris, Malachi Flynn, Yuta Watanabe, Stanley Johnson. You got to see if you want to re-sign him or not because he's a free agent. If he's cheap, I would bring him back. I'm not sure you're a Raptor fan, Sue, but I think I would think you are because you're coming in on my Raptor videos. But you let me know, where is Kyle Lowry going in the offseason? And do you think it'll be, if he leaves, will it be a sign and trade? And if so, which team and what will be the return? Also, is Masai Ujiri going to be back next season? Let me know. Any former Giant you wish you could have back right now? If it were me, of course you want LT. There's a whole bunch of guys. Odell Beckham doesn't necessarily have a very good attitude, but heck, I would love him. He's a very good receiver. There's a whole bunch of guys. I would love Eli Manning. So there's a few guys. A former yeah, of course you will want Randy Moss. Same with Tom Brady. I'm sure you guys are dying to have him back right now. Would you say that Vince Carter is the best Raptor? No. It's Kyle Lowry, and it's not even close. Kyle Lowry's an NBA champion here with us. He has been here much longer than Vince Carter. He's a fighter. He's a winner. In terms of statistics, he's, top 3 in every category, even rebounding at 6 feet. Kyle Lowry is by far the greatest Toronto Raptor of all time. And it'll be tough to see him go in the offseason if he does, which I have a bad feeling in my gut. It's telling me he's going to be gone. I hope I'm wrong, but I think he's at the stage in his career where he wants to go to a team that's ready to win now. And I think we still have a lot of young pieces. We're going to be, we're a team that'll get to the second round, maybe conference finals, for the next couple of years. But I think we're still 2-3 years away from being contenders again. And I think he wants to, be a contender every year as a 35-year-old every year until he retires, which, it makes complete sense because you're going to try and add to your legacy and have more titles. So we'll see. One more time, I would want to see the Giants and Patriots just once. Something along the lines of Mac Jones versus Daniel Jones. I mean, yeah, we don't play you guys this year, but that would be cool. A couple of Jones going at it at the quarterback position, that would be pretty cool. Um, but yeah, that would be obviously a really cool matchup if you ask me. Oh yeah, I mean, I'd love to just get to the Super Bowl no matter who we're playing. I'm sure it's the same thing with you, but I think both the Patriots and the Giants are still, a year or two away from thinking about the Super Bowl. I actually think the Giants are more ahead of the process than the Patriots because you guys have a little bit, more of an older team, and then of course the rookie quarterback. We got a third-year quarterback with a younger team, and your defense is very good, but I think ours is better than yours. I think our defense is taking big strides up in the right direction, and your defense, obviously, a lot of pieces of your defense, had to unfortunately opt out of the season because of the pandemic. But we'll see. Yeah, Super Bowls. I mean, it's the goal for every team, right? That's why you play football. You play football to have a run and have a crack at a Super Bowl, right? But we'll see. I know you're a Warriors fan. Juan Toscano Anderson. Um, they've converted his contract into a standard contract. He was on a two-way before. Now he's got a standard one. I think it will be a sign and trade, probably to the Heat or Philly. That's what I think too. But who knows? There isn't a ton in free agency. If we could get him back for cheap, that would be great. But I think he walks for cash and chip. Yep, I agree. What do you think about Masai on that side? What are you thinking? I agree. Your defense is better, but I think people undervalue the Patriots offense. No, I actually think the Patriots have a pretty good offense. The quarterback position is a big question mark, but we'll see. I love that dude so much. I hope he's here for a while. Yeah, you converted his contract into an NBA deal, so yeah, he'll probably be there for a little while longer than you guys envision. That tweet came from Shams Charania of The Athletic. He's obviously him and Adrian Wojnarowski are the best NBA reporters. So he put that out. I know the Timberwolves are trash, but Anthony Edwards, my goodness, freaking amazing. As bad as they are, they're choosing. I don't know why they're choosing to win now, but they're 6-4 of the last 10 games. So maybe they'll be a good team next season. Who knows? I think they have a lot of good pieces. I just feel like they gotta kind of grow. And they stole the Raptors assistant coach to be their head coach this season. But yeah. It's because of if the return. Yeah, D'Lo, unfortunately, yeah, that was tough. That he went down, but he'll be back. I don't know if he'll be back with that team, but who knows? But guys, keep the questions coming. I'll be live for probably another 15 minutes or so. The Warriors could have a top 3 pick this year because of the Timberwolves if they do bad and choke the rest of their games. Oh man, I forgot that you guys have their pick still? Oh my goodness. That is, well, I guess that's why the T-Wolves don't care, because they don't have their first round pick. Wow. I forgot about that because holy mackerel. Yeah. Are you sure you guys still have that pick? Which two teams do you see playing each other in the NBA Finals? I have the Lakers and Nets. I have the Lakers and I don't know. I don't know which team. The East is just so tough to predict. It's really tough. It's wide open. But we'll see. I'll have a, when the entire format is kind of set, I'll have my predictions for the bracket predictions for that. Because think about this: Clay, Wiseman, and Steph, and that top 3 pick. I'm pretty sure we do. I don't think you do. Just looking at it, it doesn't say you do. Yeah, no, you guys don't have yours. Not that I see. I don't think so. With us picking around 7th, who should Raps try to get in the draft? That's a good question. I'm gonna have a lot of draft videos out, but I think a potential trade up is something that could happen. I also think they could. Masai has shown that he's not afraid to, go out and make a big time trade. I could see him flipping that pick, and package something together to get a guy like Bradley Beal or a guy, a big time name. I could really, really see something like that happening. But if they do keep the pick, which I think they do, I don't think Mobley's not getting to the Raptors, but if he somehow did and we, somehow got our luck in the lottery or moved up in the draft, he's a guy that he will be our top choice. He'll be on top of our draft board. But after that, there's a few ways we can go. It's tough to know where each guy is going to be, but there's a couple of centers. Isaiah Jackson from Kentucky is very, very good. There's I don't know how to say his name, but he's from Besiktas or some European league. He's a center. He's about 250 pounds. He's a guy. And then we could go for a guard, Keon Johnson, Jalen Johnson, the forward. There's a few ways we can go, but it's still too early to know. We'll see closer to the draft. Yeah, it is great because they're still not going to be good, right? They're not going to be good, but who knows? It would be, Sue. I mean, if we can somehow get a guy like Suggs or Mobley or Jalen Green, Cunningham, we know we don't have a shot at, but the other guys, who knows? But we'll see what happens. I think a guy that's very interesting for the Raptors to target later, like they have 2 second-round picks, so a guy I could really see them target with the second-round picks is Luke Garza, the center from Iowa. He's very good. I really like him. He's very good. He's a guy I could see them going with. And Johnny Juzang, he's mocked to go like closer in the second, closer to the beginning of the second round. But we can maybe trade up or maybe falls. There's a few ways we can go though. But I'd say this all the time. The Raptors and the Miami Heat are the best in terms of developing players. No team does it as good as we do. And I don't even think it's a question. But we'll have to see. Back to the NFL real quick. What are the Lions doing? They just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. He'll get picked up right away. I want the Giants to get him, but we have 3 running backs, so I don't think we're going to get him. But whoever gets him, I mean, that is just, it'll be a steal. I'm pretty sure at 4 o'clock he becomes available. So in 2 hours and 40 minutes, I'm pretty sure he's available. Do we have 2 second-round picks this year from Kings in Utah, or is one? No, those are. They are. They're both from Utah. Actually, they're from the Grizzlies and the Warriors. Now that I'm looking at it, they're from. I don't know why. I don't know how we got. Let me take a look. 1 second. I'll let you know in 1 sec. Because we have 45, we're projected out of around 45, 46, the Grizzlies and the Warriors. I think they are those picks. They're just, they were owned by another team, before that. But let me take a look because I'm actually interested in that. Toronto Raptors future picks. So the Raptors have this upcoming season, they have their own first. And they have 2 second-round picks this year, which, they are Utah and Sacramento. But Utah's came from Golden State and Sacramento's came from Memphis. So, those are the picks we have. And then next season, we have our first no second-round pick. The year after, we have both our first and second round. And then 2024, we have our first and we don't have a second. And then 25, 26, and 27, we have our first and our second-round picks. So, those are, you are right. They're just from, they're from those trades. They're just from, different, the Kings in Utah got them from different teams. And our second-round pick for this year is with Detroit. I'm not sure how it got there, but that's where it is. I feel like the Lions and the Texans do not have good organizations, both in coaching and scouting and everything like that. Yeah, well, one thing I do think the Lions did really good is they got Penei Sewell. You said it right here. I like Penei Sewell, and they just signed Ragnow, so they are building an O-line, but no receivers and not really good defense. Yeah, their O-line, I think, is really good. They have, in my opinion, the best center in the NFL. I think they have a really good left tackle prospect, which is crazy. How good they are. But we'll see. They won't be good for a while, but they're building the right way as of right now. As for the Texans, they're dumpster fire. No idea what's going on there. But guys, I think I'm going to close this out in a couple minutes. So you guys have any last minute questions, last questions, let me know before I close it out. You can't trade Hopkins and release JJ when they were helping your team. Yeah, that didn't make any sense. Bill Bryan ruined them. So does that mean it's a wrap pick based on where Kings and Jazz end up, or Grizzlies and Warriors? No, it's where the Warriors and Grizzlies end up, which sucks because if it would have been where the Kings end up, that would be nice. But no, where the Grizzlies and Warriors do. All right, guys. Yeah, I'm going to close it out. So, yeah, we'll see you guys later. I appreciate you guys all for being here. And if you guys haven't already liked the stream, please do that. Please subscribe if you are new, really trying to grow the channel. Keep watching the videos. Keep watching the content that's coming out. Comment. I'll be live, quite a bit. And I appreciate everybody's support. And I can't say thank you enough. We are currently at 152 subscribers. Let's keep getting that number up. I really, really appreciate every subscriber. And I had a really fun time with Chris's Sports Corner. Subscribe to him. And hopefully I'll be live with him again soon. So I appreciate everyone. And we'll see you guys all again